begin with Julia Roberts. Had the chance to sit down with her. Her new movie, Mirror, Mirror, comes out tomorrow. It's a new take on Snow White. And when we sat down, she opened up about her 3 kids and what they're learning about Mom, the mega movie star. Julia Roberts, America's sweetheart, meet Julia Roberts, evil queen. In Mirror, Mirror, Julia takes us to an incredible Snow White fantasy world, and her 3 children were along for the ride. You had your kids there a lot of the time, and they hid under your skirts?
Well, I had these dresses so big that they could all fit under there, and probably hair and makeup also. I mean, it was a lot of space under there.
It certainly was. The film puts a new smart aleck twist on that classic fairy tale.
I do have one question about the evening. There was a girl there. She had black hair and was very beautiful.
Beautiful.
I think she's the most beautiful woman in the whole world.
Agree to disagree. Let's leave it at that.
But do you know her? She had ivory skin, black hair.
Her hair is not black, it's raven, and she's 18 years old, and her skin has never seen the sun, so of course it's good.
I've heard you say this is the first time that your kids are starting to put together what you do.
It's really kind of good timing to make a family movie. Kids at their school are kind of mentioning it and saying, oh, you know, they see posters, and so we've had a couple of conversations that have gone very naturally and easily, and it's not anything that's coming as a huge shock or bringing up a lot of questions. They're just sort of inquiring, and it's making a little bit of sense. And also, since they were there the whole time, I think the sets were so beautiful, they thought we were doing a play. And so Finn said, oh, so they turned the play into a movie. I have to go.
And they must know Snow White, too, right?
Well, the Disney Snow White is pretty scary.
Bring back her heart.
That is one scary witch.
It's true.
I'm the funny evil queen. So they do know the story. We've read all the fairy tales for sure.
I have a daughter who's inherited my wife's good humor, and your kids are inheriting your funny gene.
They are funny. They get smart from their dad and funny from me, and so together it's making them very clever funny, which I enjoy.
Try not to enjoy this bacon, lady.
And in Mirror, Mirror, Julia gets to show off that funny gene.
I can feel you smiling.
Well, you went rogue on this.
Yeah. Well, I just felt like it was the only way to do it for me, to make it funny. And when they brought Nathan Lane in as my sort of man valet, I thought, well, let's really go for it now that he's here, because he's so funny and clever.
The royal taxes have been stolen.
Stolen? By whom?
Bandits.
Bandits?
Uh-huh. Bandits.
You're also going to be working with Meryl Streep soon?
Yes.
What's the movie?
Did I just say that? That's right. Did I show my panic? Yes, it's a dream. I am getting a little...
You really? Wow.
Well, it's Meryl Streep.
She's just the top.
She is. She's the perfection of all kind of artistic attempts. She's everything.
Wow, she really does move you.
Yes. Well, and she's also a great human being, so the combination of being able to get to know her even better as a person, as well as watch her unravel a very complex, intense character, for that, I can't wait.
And you got to work with her daughter as well, Grace, and yes. I read that she made you feel better about raising children in kind of a reflected spotlight.
Well, she was one of my students in Larry Crown, and one day the kids were there and she was watching them, and we were all kind of hanging out and chatting, and when the kids left, she came over and she said, you know, seeing you with your kids reminded me of when I was little and I would visit my mom at work. And suddenly I thought, here's a great point of view. I said, what was that like? When did you know that your mom was Meryl Streep, and how did you feel, and how did you discover it? And I just started picking her brain, and in the end, she seemed very happy, and
she turned out pretty great.
I mean, and she's such an awesome girl anyway, but she really remembered it very fondly, so that gave me great comfort.